like I'm on the ball today. I even felt exempted from the law today. It's like this revelation dawned on me. It's so amazing, helps support the cause. I get everyone involved. I feel like I'm on the ball today. I even felt exempted from the law today. It's like this revelation dawned on me. It's so amazing, helps support the cause. I get everyone involved.
Good morning. Welcome back to another Nudelberg Daily Huddle. And for those of you who are joining us for the first time, I'm Mark Nudelberg. And with me, as always, is Shay Money, who makes the show go and makes it all happen for us. Shay, what's happening?
What's happening? We got a treat last night to the NFL kicking off.
We did. The NFL is officially back. And if there's ever a good business model to follow, it's the NFL, because they got it right. They put, obviously, two unbelievably talented teams on display last night. And it was, as good a football as you're going to get in the first week of the season. And you got to see two of the best quarterbacks duel back and forth, and literally a game of inches. The Ravens were an inch away from tying that game on the last play of the game, but the tiny little details matter, and your toe being slightly out of bounds means the game is over, and
you're
walk away 1-0.
Your stepbrother James was sweating it because they were going to go for two, so he would have in our pick league he would have got it.
Everybody else in the pick'ems got it correct with the Chiefs, and they covered the spread, which was good. So today's Michael Fraccara, good morning, good to see you. Got to run into Mike yesterday at the airport, as it happens, right? You never know where you run into people. We made our connection from Raleigh into Atlanta, get on the Atlanta flight, and there's Mike waiting to get on the plane with us. So it was a blast to get to watch the NFL on the plane. Thanks to Delta. Enjoyed flying them. They do a great job. But today's Friday. Give us some Friday music.
It's Friday again. It's Friday from the spot. It's Friday again. It's Friday from the spot. It's Friday again. It's Friday from the spot. It's Friday again.
Let's go. Let's get the daily affirmation out of the way. Let's get our minds right. And today, stay open to the possibility that life may have other surprises in store for you. That all you have experienced so far may not be all there is. That you may be approaching one of the most beautiful, meaningful, and transformative periods of your life. That the best may yet be to come. Doesn't get any better than that. Right? Stay open to what's coming. Stay open to what's possible. Know that you haven't reached it all yet. Know that you can grow. Know that you can get 1% better. And that's really what it's all about. We spent a meeting yesterday with Sistel. We spent 4 hours discussing how to get 1% better in their business, how to set a 5-year plan. And you can see what investing in leadership development has done for that organization. On the walls are their core values. They're at everybody's desk. They've got different kinds of competitions going on for how people can walk during the day and get up and do things to be healthy. When you look at leaders' desks, they've got books like Radical Candor and Extreme Ownership. And oh, by the way, you see my dad's book and my book there as well. So unbelievable job by that organization.
Your dad had to put the little nugget in there.
Yeah,
that
still on
he
top.
was on top.
Still on top, of course. Man, can't ever take a minute away. But let's go. So today is a very special day because we never do this. We have a part 2 coming for Huddler in the hot seat. Back by popular demand, Byron Dennis is going to be here with us. He did an unbelievable job of giving us his backstory. And so today he's going to give us the opportunity to talk to us about what he's currently doing and how that entire story has affected what he does now and how he goes to market today. So without any further ado, let's get his walk-up music because he got the best walk-up music. So let's go wake up music, walk-up music, and let's go.
Don't I do herbs I do? You really probably can see me with a bird's eye view. It's alive in the vibe, your head spin. Stop walking that one way to that dead end. Put your yellow cover hard. Better bring some water. Get gasoline candle. Get this fire started. Your heart jumping like a bass drum bump. You bad enough to meet the alligator in the swamp. Here I go. Here I go. Here I go. Here I go.
There's a line in that song, B, that says, bad enough to meet the gator in the swamp.
I just heard that one. A few words. Yeah. Bad week for the Gators last week.
Sing to it, you know?
Bad week for the Gators. I don't know if you're connected to Lamar Thomas from the receiver from
Miami. I know Coach
He
Thomas
has been
well.
going nuts since that game.
Well, so
he's calling Gainesville, Canesville.
if there's anything that you know about Miami is that it's obvious that it's been very long time since they've been any kind of good, because none of them know how to act right now. No Kane knows how to act. They're so excited about the possibility that they might even be in the national conversation. It's so welcome back for the first time ever, part 2. Catch us up on what's going on. Are you in the know still? Are you back from New Orleans? What's happening?
Yeah, I am. I'm back from Louisiana. I want to say I did New Orleans and Baton Rouge because a lot of those companies have offices in both cities, so had to be flexible. Had like a 10 a.m. meeting in New Orleans on Thursday. Wednesday night, I get an email from my contact there asking if the client wants to move the meeting to Baton Rouge. So what? Flex. You know, you get up early, you drive the hour from New Orleans to Baton Rouge. So what? So now back home, ready to do follow-ups now.
Do we complain about getting a trip to Baton Rouge though? I think not, right?
I never complained. Did I get a chance to really enjoy it? No.
Didn't get a chance to get the food.
Oh, so we did hit a great restaurant. I can't think of the name of it for lunch, but in this particular room that we're in, what they do is they have a lot of the former, outstanding athletes from LSU. They use their headshots and then they dress their bodies into like a very old Napoleon type of different outfits and stuff that. So right above my table is the honey badger in like an old French Revolution outfit. It was crazy. Awesome. They had, it was cool. Shaq and all kind of guys in there. It was really cool.
I mean,
the food was great too.
The heritage of LSU and all of the great players that have come through there is unbelievable. So talk to us about what you were actually doing there. Last time you were on the show, you gave us an unbelievable backdrop to your story and the history of where you've come from, but we didn't get a chance to talk about Best Foot Forward. So give us an idea about what you're doing and what you were doing there.
Yeah. So the space I'm in now is called government healthcare. So think Medicaid, think Medicare. Mm-hmm. So my clients are those insurance companies that provide those insurance products. Okay. In that space though, and they call it managed care and risk-bearing insurance. So in other words, those insurance companies get X amount of dollars every month for every member that they're providing insurance for. If the insurance or the health coverage costs more than what they're getting per month, the insurance company takes a loss. If they're able to control costs, which means getting that member healthier, they make money. So that's called managed care. In that space, though, specifically on Medicaid as an example, those insurance companies can't get in contact with 50% or more of the members that they're being paid to provide care for.
Wow.
So therefore, you hear about people going to the emergency room all of the time for non-acute cases. Well, they don't know they have insurance. And they have to take care of the emergency room. So these insurance companies pay us to, as you see above my head here, locate those members that they can't find, educate them about the insurance that they have, okay? And then perform some type of health gap reduction activity to try to start them on their path of wellness. Could be completing what's called a health risk screen, which is just a survey for the insurance company to find out how healthy or how sick is this person so we can put them on a care plan. Something like that. So that's what we do.
So it's very fascinating. And it's even mind blowing to me that like you could be in the business of providing a service to customers and then not even be in touch with half of those customers.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
it's crazy.
like
Yeah.
that's a staggering number. But it's what I think is, I want to point to everybody is it's a drastically different world and business than where you came from.
Yeah.
When
Completely.
you were last on the huddle, you were talking to us about your beverage background and about the cosmetics business
Yep.
with my dad.
Yep.
So how do you end up in this government managed care industry, and how do those experiences show up for you today?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, I'd created this management consulting firm, working with a lot of organizations, trying to help them, find out, okay, we would generally ask them, what is it that keeps you up at night about your business?
Mm-hmm.
We find out their pain points and then solve for their pain points. So a bunch of years ago, probably 10 plus years ago, met with the CEO of a company called WellCare, which was at the time probably the fourth or fifth largest uh, Medicaid insurance payer in the country, large organization.
Wow.
And the CEO was like, look, I can't get in contact with 50% or more of my members. I know that some of these people are ticking time bombs. A lot of them may have diabetes. You unfortunately, you drive around, you see some of the, folks around here, maybe homeless on the corner begging, you see their ankles swollen like crazy. Well, those people are, close to diabetic shock.
Yeah.
Okay, they're not taking the insulin and things of that nature. And if you can't find them, they're going to eventually end up in the emergency room. Unfortunately, they may have to amputate a leg, something like that. Where if they had just been on, taking their insulin, they would have been a lot healthier. Okay,
Yeah.
a lot of them don't know that they can get that insurance free. And they think they can't afford it. Next thing you know, you got a surgery that's going to cost $50,000 to
companies taking the
that
loss.
person's leg that could have been prevented.
Right.
So that's the space that we're in. So that's how I got there, and because we identified a solution for that CEO, and from there the business has started to pick up and has continued to grow. Obviously, you keep honing your skills on that.
Well, so let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, because you're sitting in the room. You had a consulting business that said, "Tell me your pain point, and I'll do what I can to help you find the solution." So you're leveraging both your knowledge in your businesses that you've been a part of and your network of people that you can connect people to provide solutions to other people's business. So you were kind of, monetizing all of your skill sets at one time. Were you able to connect him to a solution, or did you develop the solution?
So, well, you're right. That's a good point. We developed the solution.
You came up with the idea.
Came up with the exact solution that has now blossomed into Best Foot Forward, the business now. So Best Foot Forward started out as a management consulting company that has now morphed into, this solution provider on the healthcare side. So
that's real entrepreneurship. This is real entrepreneurship. This is like, okay, I'm starting a business doing this. And then, oh, wow, there's an unbelievable opportunity here for us. Maybe we should go in this direction. Can you tell people what it's like when you start to change that direction, and how you went from being a management consulting firm to being a managed care service?
Right. So that the whole idea, my partner and I, is really on a napkin. We had identified the issue. Now we've got to come up with a solution. And so we were able to at least develop what we thought was a great idea of how it would work. So the idea was great, but now I've got to get the actual people, products to provide that solution around our thought. And again, the whole network, knew someone from grad school, reached out to that particular person in Chicago. Hey, I've got a friend that owns a call center. Let's call them, blah, blah, blah. Let's take this call center. Let's reformat it. Let's do this. Let's train the people to do this. We did a pilot with this insurance company. That pilot was successful. That has turned into, that particular client is a 10-year client. So, that's how that piece, came to fruition. In terms of how do you connect the dots, though?
Yeah.
All of these other companies that I've worked for, they provide what I'd like to consider is really defined processes around identifying solutions, okay, and then identifying potential, solutions that go along with that. Every solution isn't going to work,
right?
But it's an opportunity to learn. And so you can reformat that idea to get better, get better, get better. The solution that we had initially was a two-part piece. I had boots on the street knocking on doors, and I had a call center. Well, the call center, cheaper, a lot more flexible, okay, and got better results. And so it took me some time to realize that I cut the, boots on the street because one, obviously it costs more. The turnaround time, if I send someone to an address that I think is Mark's not home, for me to send that person back, the cost to do that is cost preventative. Right. And then now it allows me, because I'm doing it across via phone, I can work in 50 states. I can't put employees in 50 states and have a model that works.
Right.
So all of that thinking about market activation, developing a strategy, reacting to that strategy, converting. And that's the technical part that comes from the engineering piece. I know every solution isn't going to work.
Right.
I've decided to use this solution based on some concepts.
Yeah.
Okay. Once I realized that solution didn't work, what are the corrective actions that we can take? And then come up with another solution based on a sound idea. And I think a lot of employees, a lot of times, they don't want to come up with a solution because they don't want to be wrong. It's not about being wrong. It's about learning from that decision, making corrective action, and improving from there.
Oh, I love that. Like, I can tell you, I was in a meeting yesterday with a range of leaders, some very new to the leadership position, some tenured leaders. And you could tell in the room that the younger leaders were more tentative. They didn't really want to speak up. They didn't really want to share the idea because they were afraid of being wrong, where some of the other veteran leaders were more than willing to jump in there and throw out ideas and talk about what was possible. And you just saw the difference in the behaviors. And so me being like the facilitator, I was like poking the young ones, like, hey, give me something here. Like, what do you think about this? Like, trying to get them to get out and see, like, it's okay to just throw an idea out there.
Yep.
And for them to go, nah, that's not going to work. Like, that's good. That brought us to a place. It's not a bad thing for you to throw an idea out there and go, nah, I don't like it. It's okay.
Yep. Yeah. So that's the whole thing I try to get with my employees to realize. Every decision you make isn't going to work. But I tell you what's not going to work is doing nothing.
Doing nothing. Right. Well, and so talk to us a little, because you started this prior to the pandemic.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
2014, 2015, man.
So that's when this started. And then 5 years into it, 6 years into it, boom, you want to talk about having to iterate and having to change direction. And oh, wow, there's a pandemic that gets thrown on top of all of these people that are already sick and already at risk. What was that like for the business?
Well, so in healthcare, it's really around protecting the members, what's called personal health or personal information. So it's around HIPAA laws, right? So which are federal laws. You violate those, you end up in orange. Okay.
Right.
He doesn't like to wear orange like that. So all of my employees were in office. And boom, you got to send everybody home, the majority of which were in Chicago. And in Chicago, during the early part of the pandemic, if you were on the roads, they would write you a ticket or arrest you. So all of a sudden, my IT team has to get 70 plus employees working from home in a secure environment. When I say secure from an IT standpoint, and as you can imagine, everyone's home internet isn't as stable.
Right.
So you got those issues. And then the way that they have to work from home is because the computer has a lot of information. They can't work where their family members can walk behind them and see the screen. It has to be physically and technically secure. So
and you have to ensure all of that is happening.
Yes. So that was the biggest struggle initially for us with COVID. I mean, within, we have these disaster recovery plans and all of that kind of stuff. We had to have people up and running within 48 hours. That is part of the contract that I have with every one of my clients. And that was something that we had not planned for, a pandemic like that.
So I would imagine that was 48 hours without sleep then.
Oh, it's crazy. Now, the good thing is, structurally, I had a chief information officer, and guess what, mister? That's your job. You figure it out.
Delegation at its finest.
Exactly. So working with them, keeping us abreast of what's going on, testing those solutions. And again, some of the software that we were using, finding out depended on, again, what type of home internet providers and speed, latency, and I'm learning all kind of new terms, would determine how reliable the software would work on there, because all of our stuff's in the cloud. We don't have anything on our laptops.
Sure.
So they can theoretically they could work from anywhere.
Right. As long as it was in a secure space and on a secure line and on
all of that kind of stuff. So that was the biggest challenge, making that happen. We made it happen. Did we have some hurdles? Yes. Luckily, at the same time, all of our clients were going through the same thing.
Right.
So that there was a little bit of okay, we understand. We're going to give you a little longer time to get it up to speed. Our performance went down initially.
Yeah.
And then it started to ramp back up. Obviously, the biggest issue is when the pandemic was over, trying to get those employees back in the office. So we did some grandfathering, if you will. If you're a great employee with unbelievable performance from home, hey, you can stay home. Yeah. You violate any of these HIPAA laws, your performance goes down. Guess what? We have a cubicle for you in the office. Yeah. So now I've got, a little over 150 employees with only, I probably have less than 30 working from home. On the operations side, probably less than 14.
But that's earned, right? And that's your top 10%.
They have to not only they earn it, and they've got to maintain it.
Right. Right. Which is it's a performance business. Like I have that conversation all the time with people based on trust. Like, I don't want to be micromanaged, or I don't want to. Your freedom is earned, right? Like,
yes, it's on you.
Right. Yeah. I'm happy to give you as much autonomy as you could possibly want, but you got to prove to me that you can do that. Right. As soon as I know that I don't have to check in with you to do your job and all the things that are you can go as far as you want, but you have to earn that. And if you don't maintain it, I feel the same way about sales quotas or salaries. Mm-hmm. Like,
you can make as much money as you want, because I'm going to make it performance based. You want to make more money, work more, deliver more. I tell my employees that all the time.
Create more value for the business, and I'm happy to give you as much money as you could possibly want. Absolutely. But best believe next year, if that performance doesn't match, I'm gonna take some money away from you then.
Yeah.
Because that's the world, and to me, that's unbelievable. And there's no surprise that you're having success because you run it that way. So unbelievable story. If there's anything else that you would share about this journey that you think is really valuable for people listening, or something that you would really tie in from your entire journey, what would it be?
Well, I think it's two things, Mark, and your dad and I do this all the time. It's about networking. Okay. Networking doesn't mean call someone to try to help me get more business. Networking could be about intellectual property as well. Yeah. I need to talk to someone about, maybe it is an IT issue or financing issue. It's not about necessarily trying to get that next deal. And your network should be able to provide you the support to do that. Support should be a phone call away.
Yeah.
And so within the business, like for instance, my CIO is a guy that my business partner would do Super Bowl trips with.
Yeah.
And turns out this guy is an unbelievable CIO.
Yeah.
I mean, the stuff that he knows and understands, he's been working with, Fortune 50 companies. And now I got this guy building my, so I'm sitting around here, we're high trust certified, the percentage of companies and high trust certification is the highest IT certification you get in healthcare.
Wow.
It's expensive as heck to get.
Yeah.
Okay. But I can go to, a company like United or Humana, these large insurance companies, and say, hey, we got this high trust certification. You can believe that your data is going to be safe with us. So again, using those types of relationships, it's really about networking for support and new ideas. You never know who's going to be able to help you. You've got to be open to pivot.
The line of the century is support should be one call away. Yeah. Like, I don't know, you gotta get that tattooed on your back or something. You gotta hang that up above your all. Like, support should be one call away. That might be the tagline for the company. We may have just come up with an unbelievable marketing idea for Best Foot Forward, Byron, thank you so very much for coming back for a part 2. And I'm greatly looking forward to spending some more time with you one-on-one, because I always enjoy our conversations so much.
Well, man, I love this thing. Anything I can do to help and support. I do like that tagline. That is good as hell, but you
have to pay me for that.
But it's real, right? It's real. All right, brother. You have a great day today, man. Anything I can do to help? I'm only phone call away. So,
I'm only a call away. Oh,
right.
I love it. Everybody have a fantastic weekend. Enjoy the kickoff of the NFL season. We will be back on Monday. Steve Nudelberg will be back from his Europe trip. I'm sure he'll have great stories for us, and we'll be back to the regular scheduling. So everybody have a wonderful weekend. We will see you on Monday. Let's get down to business.
Please don't worry about me. I'm about to let my heart speak. My friends keep telling me to leave this. So let's get down to business.